my microphone up here and clipped on. Okay, hopefully everyone can hear me. I just put the white felt back on Frosty and boxed him because he has a home to go to now. That was pretty fast. Sometimes that happens. I had one last week that as soon as it was made, someone wanted, and Frosty had someone today that wanted him. So definitely, if you guys see something that you like and you want to know about it, not every wreath is the same price. Like Mr. Grinch that I made, he's a smaller wreath than the others, and so his price isn't as high. You just kind of have to message me and ask me about stuff, and then I consider, do I need to ship or can I meet you and things like that, because if you live near enough that we can work out a meeting place, then I don't have to charge for delivery, and that keeps your costs down too. But once I have my 10 fall and Christmas ones done that I want to put on Etsy, prices are going up. So right now, this is a project for my husband for Christmas, and I'm trying, I haven't gotten everything off of there apparently yet that I need to, which I'll do here in a minute. I'm trying to cover some of these zip ties where I've put it together. You can see the shape here. My husband loves Mickey Mouse, so I pretty much, in all the years we've been married, have gotten him something Mickey at Christmas time. It's just something I do. I like to see the kid in him, Who says you can't still be a kid, in your 70s, right? So I'm working on this that we would keep here for us. And then if anybody sees this and they want me to make one, you're going to have to let me know really fast, and I'll tell you why. I only had 2 small 8-inch ones for ears. The body is 16-inch, and I've got plenty of 16-inch ones, but then it goes 12-inch, and that's the smallest I have after the 16s, and I am limited on the 12-inch side. Most of the ones I have for fall and Christmas are going to be 16-inch. And when I say 16-inch, I'm referring to the base of it. When it's finished, it's going to be a lot bigger than that. So, let me know, because I didn't manage to get this at Craft Outlet either. I had to go on Amazon to order some 8-inch ones, and so let me know, and I will do what I can to help make your dreams come true too. A lot of this doesn't matter that I'm covering, just because it's going to have so much greenery and stuff on it, but I wanted to cover it some because I had the brown wire spool. It's for this exact thing, for covering things or tying things on tighter, and that does reinforce my zip ties. I have 2 zip ties on each ear that I put on it, and so that makes it sturdy. But then when you cover it with the wire that matches, that's even better in my mind. I've got my Surebonder glue skillet heated up here. I'm gonna pick up some of these pieces that I'm gonna work with. I have a box full of Christmas stuff over here actually to work with, and we're gonna start with just a base layer on it, and I don't think I need everything out all at once, so I'm gonna set some of this in the box. Kind of weird here. I do know I want at least 4 of these. Now, a lot of the stuff I'm working with today, I have more of. So if somebody sees something and they're like, ooh, 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 I would like just a wreath, maybe not Mickey Mouse shaped one, kind of like that, let me know that too, and I can work on that for you. And these prices are just absolutely going to depend on what materials are used. I have lists from my inventory, so I can look at what I've spent on it and go from there. And I think that's a fair way to do it. I mean, when you're getting started, it's hard, and then, you know, to try to make it as fair as possible. I think that's important. Oh, I want to make them, yeah. Okay, let me look at this. I think we're gonna, ooh, yeah. That one needs to go over here. I've already bent it. Let me get a couple more pieces of that. We're gonna do some layering. And the cool thing about these is that you don't have to cover the whole wreath. You can have some space left. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get like up to here with this layer. This is my bottom base layer that I'm doing. Deciding where I'm going to place them. Some people just start sticking stuff in. I've watched so many videos, y'all, from so many different people that make wreaths. And I finally decided, I was like, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be more methodical about it. Kind of, I don't know. I'm picky. I don't know how else to describe how I am. A little OCD maybe. But that's good for y'all. That way you get something nice in the end. Okay, making sure the tags are not on there. I'm going to have to snip off some stuff. I don't want... See, you wouldn't want to stick this much wire down in there. You really don't need that. And I'm hoping I can cut it with these ginormous wire cutters. Oh, it works. It works, you guys. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for me because my hands are weak and I was worried about how I was going to manage it. Okay, this one's going to be kind of in the middle at the bottom. And I'm using the sheer bonder that's made for florals to do this. I am also going to be using, just for that extra stability on this base layer, a little bit of the brown wire. It's a paper covered wire in brown to match this perfectly. And you're not going to see that, but it's going to keep those pine cones from drooping later on. It's important. So now for the next piece, and there is a front and a back on these, believe it or not. This greenery is more flat. These are like sprays, and I really like them for a base, you know, because I think you need, you know, to get some stuff on there to spread out and then go in and fill in stuff. I've got some really neat stuff to fill in with. This is the first time I've ever made a Christmas wreath, so I'm pretty excited and stoked to be doing it. Okay, that one didn't come off as easy. I don't want to have to get my husband's help, but I might have to. Wait, I'm down to the wire, so why isn't it? I think I got caught up with the paper part of it, and come on. Oh, I should have my pick things. I'm doing this too. I'll grab them in a minute. Wow, there we go. Yeah, I need to turn that into a pick stick. Making sure those wires are not going to get anybody because they are really sticking up there. This one's going to go in here. Hold on just a second. I got to have my pick sticks. And if I tell the honest truth, I'm not really sure what I did with them. I'm going to have to look over here first. Ooh, and I don't want to bump the camera around too bad. Hopefully they're over here. Yeah, they are. All right. We got it made. There were, I don't know how many wires down inside this. It was kind of a surprise. I guess I was expecting it to be like one solid wire. But there's a bunch of little bitty ones. So, what I'm going to do, you take these sticks and they have a wire attached to them and you wrap it like so. And then you can use this stick to go down in there into your wreath. And you never want to go like straight into any of this stuff. You always angle it so it doesn't come out the back. Otherwise you have a horrible mess. But I do want the greenery to overlap. And I'm going to do, this was my bottom one. I'm going to do one on this side. Then I'm going to go to the other side and do one. Where do I want it to end? Probably start it around here. Boy, I really didn't do this any favors when I cut it. I had problems. Oh, I can hear bells ringing because I've got stuff going on. Ah, that's funny. Okay. Well, I'm trying to shove that in there nice and snug. I've got some bells on the workspace over there, and I'm bumping things just enough with the ears of the wreath that it's making noise. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I could. All right. Now I had to use a tool and beat it in a little bit, but hey, whatever gets it done. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And by doing it this way, I'm getting like a symmetrical pattern. Not all of these are symmetrical. I'm making this one that way because I think I'm going to do a bow at the top in the middle. I think I am. I'm not positive. Like I said, it's the first time I've done one of these for Christmas. I'm pretty stoked. I'm being honest. Just to be doing it. All right, and see, that's going to cover where I wired that earlier nicely. Get that off of me. There we go. I don't need any Surebonder. Oh, I'm starting to like it already. Okay. See some of the greenery coming in. There's going to be so much more. This is just the beginning. We have another piece to go in each side. I want to get it up here to where I started those zip ties. I've got stuff flying around the room here, so. Whew. Once I can get in the trash box, I will. Okay. Too deep. There. There we go. All right, I want it to sit on there, not stick out from it. Okay, and that went past my zip ties on that side. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just past them. We're going to stick it in, and that's going to lay down there for us. Oh, okay. Keep getting glue on my fingernail, and I have to get it off quickly. All right. So far, this is what I have. We have so much more to do yet. You guys see? Kind of. It's at a weird angle, I know. That's why I always do photos when I'm finished with stuff. Okay. Now, I need to do some small pieces that are going to help keep things in check here. So let me get into my box of tricks. This one wants to go all over. Okay. I have this other greenery. There's all kinds of greenery. These are more of the flat ones though. You put them all together in that bag. I think they make a really nice base for Christmas wreaths. Okay. Put them in there. I've got frosted pieces. I've got unfrosted pieces. I've got, these are really pretty. I'm not going to use these on my Mickey Mouse one. One thing you can do when you're making these, if you're going to do it like an asymmetrical type thing, like this is just two picks put together and it's the beginning of a swag. If you look at that with that kind of stuff under it, imagine it with like berries on each end too. And you start to get this really built up pretty piece, you know, that I will definitely be making some stuff like that. These are all frosted here. Let's get, okay, I do want to include this. I have a bunch of those. Oh, I got that because it was so pretty. It's really frosted too, I think. Yeah, it is. I'm going to be doing a Christmas wreath that has fruit on it. I've got blueberries, pomegranates, and all kinds of really cool stuff. This one's going to get some carnations, and that's a nod to one of my husband's family members that used to grow flowers and sell them in Mexico. I want some white with the red and white picked berries. Maybe. Look. Yeah, here's another piece for when I do the fruit wreath. It's an apple slice with a star cut out. I've got some really cute stuff when I do that fruit one. I've got extra moss. So many things. I'm missing some greenery though. Hold on. I might have it on like heart full of greenery. I gotta look there. And that's dill and garlic. Oxford. And ear. Okay. I'm having to get my floral cart backed up. Sorry. Like I said, this is my first Christmas wreath, so I know I have this stuff somewhere here. I gotta find it though. I've got white and red baby grass. I got some gorgeous lambs here, but it's really light. What did I do with that? It's in bushes. A little bit. Hold on, folks. Probably down on the bottom here. Yeah, it is. Okay, I have these bushes that I can turn into picks and put them where I want. I use that wire to help stabilize things a little bit. Got a lot of berries there, a lot of flowers. Okay. And if this is a push-up, I'm going to push them up. That. And then I'll have to snip it shorter, but that's okay. I want as much up at the top as I can get there. I've used this on some other things that I've made. And I mean, like if you're making some larger than life ornaments, or you're making signs where you want some greenery on each side, these are good for all kinds of stuff. They are from Craft Outlet. I don't know if they have any left. This one is a noble fir bush. So you have to look for the word bush on there, because they have sprays and they have bushes. So it's all different. I have some different pines. I've got a swag that's a pine. I think it's a Norfolk pine. This is just one of those things you gotta look until you find what you want online or in a store. It's really hard for me to go shopping, and so I try to avoid it. Okay, now I want to make sure this stays on track here. In order to do that, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to tie some wire in a few spots. I really am. It might be cute up at the top. Let's see, I have several of these, and they come just like this. I mean, I can take the ribbon off and do something different, but whatever. Let's snip enough wire, just enough to wrap around like one time, a few places before we put more in, because I want to keep these pine cones from weighing things down. And I'm not making this real tight. I don't want to make it real tight. I'm just going to do on the back a little twist a few times. By the time I get everything on here, it's not going to go anywhere. And then push the ends into your wreath in the back of the wire. Okay. All right. Same thing right here. I just wanted to keep that round shape going. The little pine cones are wanting to pull it a little bit weird away from things, and I don't want to do that. So I'll get enough to go around it, wrap around to the back, and poke it into the wreath. And then we'll go ahead and we'll stick some more of this greenery. It's a different texture. It has tinier pine cones on it than these are. I have some extra little pine cone picks, and of course we have full-size pine cones coming out our ears. That's not an issue. All right, there's one side there, and we're gonna connect this one over here just because we did it on that side. We want it to be symmetrical looking since I'm making it that way. If it wasn't going to be symmetrical to start with, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, I thought about it and thought about it, and I thought, well, with the ears at the top, you kind of need to do the bottom symmetrically, in my mind. I haven't even decided what I want to do with the ears yet, so. All right. Quite a bit left here. I'm going to turn it, and then I'm going to poke it into the wreath. Right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, I'm going to set this over there somewhere because I don't need it for a bit. And I'm going to look at these. Really don't need them that long for sure. I'm going to cut what I don't need off the end of that one. And I'm going to go up here a little further. And this should help hide some of the mechanics here. You know what would be good is if I had it a little closer where I could see what I'm doing. Ooh, that will poke you. But it's in there. Okay, so I put one right there. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put one right here. And I got more than one of these bushes, so I have plenty of it to play around with. I want one that's got a pine cone on it like that one does. This should do well. Cutting some of this length that we don't need to have off of it. There we go. We're going to dip it, that in our Sherbonder. That Sherbonder skillet, it's on Amazon. I think I spent $15 for it when I got it. I think they're probably still that much. I mean, I got it this past year sometime when we decided we were going to do floral. I'm terrible with a glue gun, so some people really love to use a glue gun to do this stuff. I'm like, great for you. I'm not that good with it. So I really like my skillet and the little pellets that are made for florals. They don't get so stringy like glue does for me. It just works for me. I understand why some people don't like it because you got to be aware of it and you can't, get your stuff in it or it'll melt your project. So you have to have kind of a lot of room when you're using it. And of course, if you had kids, coming in and out, it might be dangerous because I got pieces of wire going everywhere in here, but that's okay. If you had kids coming in and out that might not realize that this little thing sitting on the table is 450 degrees, I could understand that. But for me, it's great. I don't have any of that to worry about. All right, we went in at a bit of an angle there. Oh. Then we went over the top of where I tied around that. And this is going to give it a different texture than what it had from that base layer. If you can see the few pieces I've gotten on here so far, I'll get this one on there and then maybe you can see it better. It's this direction. And I'm going to go in here above where I put that. And you've got wires in these, so you can bend them more than those sprays. One of the reasons I use so much of that wire, the brown wire on these, is because they just kind of spray out wherever you put them and do whatever they want. Okay, let's cut this one back. I'm trying to decide where I want these. It's kind of hard. I have a wire here, so I'm going to have to get one angled in here. Over the top of it. There you go. You can't see it anymore. And then over here, where did we put wire? I'm looking for it. I don't even see it. That's how good this stuff covers. We're going to put a piece that will come down towards the bottom. Okay, so the glue is really hot too. You don't want to accidentally get yourself with it. Okay, there we go. And I feel like it needs, maybe right in there. I'm looking at it. I have one here. I need to find another bush for this, so give me just a second. I want to keep it as symmetrical as I can. It's at the bottom of the seed box. Got it. I'm sure I got at least 4 of these bushes, if not more, because I had ordered them before. If it's something I don't know about yet, I don't order that much. But if I've used it before and I know I'm going to really, really like it, then I'll tend to order more of it. I mean, I think anybody would do that, right? You know it's good quality, and you know you used it all fast last time, you would want to get it to have. Okay. And we're getting some different textures in with this bush that I'm using. It has some different greens in it that are a little bit lighter, and I like that. I think that's neat. I'm going to start bending some stems a little bit to get the shape that I want going. I'm going to go right in here. When you push up the stems, it makes it a little harder to shove it in there just how you want it. Okay, we're getting that depth going now. Now, let's do the same thing again, but on the other side. I'm going to bend it upward. I have watched some videos and people have shown where they, after they're done making the wreath, they look at the back and it's like covered with wires and stuff sticking out the backs because they didn't angle these. So I'm trying to be really careful. And I guess when I'm done, then I'll know if I did a good job or not. But I will check it when I'm done. Okay. I see one thing right now that I don't want on here to happen. There's a lot of this light green just right here together. And it's even hiding some of my pine cones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip a little bit of that out of there. There we go. Oh, there we go. You can see those pine cones. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to see their pine cones, right? And it doesn't look unnatural to nip a little bit out. It's fine. Matter of fact, when I put a piece here to make it thicker, I'm going to nip that extra green out before I do it. Oops. Just got to make sure I do not step on those things later. Y'all, I could tell you this story. You wouldn't believe it, but we, back when I worked in the ER myself as a nurse, in our house, I was down in the basement in the laundry room, and I think only Sterling was home. I don't know where everybody else was. Daniel was like at work, and maybe the kids were at school. But anyhow, I stepped on, those laundry baskets that are made of like the woven natural rattan type stuff. I stepped on a piece of that and it got stuck in my foot. Like it couldn't get pulled out. And even the doctor, he was like, using his equipment and he was like, I can't get it out. I don't know what to do. And they numbed me up. I mean, I wasn't complaining. I was just like, yeah, we need to get this out. I agree. And, they finally did manage to get it out, but there was a little bit of time there. We weren't real sure if it was coming out or not. It was scary for me. So, I guess I'm maybe a little more cautious than some people might be about stuff in the floor. It was just one of those things. Those little baskets, they were like oval shaped and had built-in handles. This is, oh gosh, 20 years ago or something. I don't know. More than that, actually. And so, with a house full of kids and everything, we did a lot of laundry. And we had, those popular baskets that everybody had, and darned if they didn't fall apart. They would like shed pieces, I guess is how you would describe it. And it was a woven thing. But yeah, it got stuck right up in my foot. So I was pretty stressed on that one. But we got it out. So it was all right in the end. Yeah, I think I will leave that one because it is covering mechanics. It's covering some wire right there. Although if I can take it off later, I will when I put some other items in, if it covers it up enough. And I'm going to get a piece in here for sure. For sure. Give it an upward trajectory here. These glue skillets are so cool. If I had to deal with a glue gun, I'd probably be bumping into it constantly. I just know how I am as a person. Okay. Okay, now I need some smaller. I'm going to snip off some of these bigger pieces here. They don't look as realistic, and so I don't want as many of those in there. It's a nice contrast, but we're making this one for us, so we're making it the way we want it. Another thing is they talk about placement, don't do them all in a straight line, stagger them, and I need to be doing that. That's more towards the outside, and it covered that so nicely. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. And I have to pay attention to the inner ring as well while I'm doing these. Okay. So our deliveries to Fort Scott and to Nevada are now being done by us. And I'm not saying that you can't get free delivery, but I will say that if it gets to be too often, I'm going to have to like consolidate people's stuff and tell them, you know, you're going to have to wait until I have some more stuff coming that way, or charge a little bit for gas. And I mean, I just think that's fair. If you can avoid, you know, shipping, if you can chip in on gas for us to drive. Our son is not living here anymore. He is off on his own. He had an apartment already, and we're not going to ask him to make deliveries for us now. So that's been going on for a while. I took a little hiatus from things when the kids were here this summer, and then I fell, and it's been kind of busy and a lot to deal with, and we're just not at a point right now where we can take care of kiddos. And since he already had his own place, it worked out all right. He's moved on with a relationship, and we wish him well. Hope it works. That's all I can really say. All right. Now, I'm going to pull it up and look at it a minute. What do you guys think? I don't have any at the very top. I'm trying to decide if I want to cover that or if I want to leave that space. I have got some really cool stuff to make bows with, and I still have flowers and berries I can put on here. So let me think. I mean, Mickey Mouse, you think reds, you think whites, you think blacks. How many of these do I have? I don't know about that. Let me look at these white berries for a second. These come right apart into 3 stems at least, maybe 4. 4 stems that you can stuff in there. That would give me 8 going around. And I'll probably not get it completely done tonight, but at least I'll have a good idea of what it's going to look like before I do a bow on it. I'm going to play around with what I want in the bow, probably. I might stew on it for a couple days. Okay, there we go. Got some berries. I'm going to wait to do these until I put some other larger things into it, though. Well, I'm going to look at this. I have more than one of these. Everything's stuck here. Let me get these tags off because they're catching on everything. Okay. It's not feeling like I want those on there. I've got other things I can do with that later. And like I said, I have more of these, and I could do one on each side at the top, and the bow doesn't have to go with it because I have other things for bows. But that would give some nice texture. It makes me wish I put a little bit of lamb's ear here and there. I've got plenty of really nice lamb's ear. Let me grab another one of those picks. Right. Yeah, I want to get colors that you would associate with Mickey and Minnie on here, but I'm not necessarily trying to. Okay. Well, here's something that I also learned. If you take these and you zip tie them, especially if I'm going to be putting a bow between there anyhow, they will hold. This is how you start making swags too. And then you can completely make a swag and then attach it to a wreath and be almost done. I had no idea. It's been a learning experience lately. Okay. Oh, it's all the way over there. At any rate, now I want to curve it just a bit this way. Oh, I kind of like that. I really do like that. Okay. Ooh, look what I found for a whole one of those. But I didn't step on that. Okay, I have a tool that I need to reach, so I'm gonna move that over, and I'm going to come across it all, the whole table. This table is about as long as I am tall. Woo-wee. Okay. You can also zip tie in your swag. And I'm going to do that just because I am going to be putting a bow up here, and I know it's not going to show. Nobody's ever going to know except you and me. And maybe people that get snoopy and look at how it's made. I don't know. I don't know if anyone would do that or not. Okay. But it makes it really strong. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's a good thing in my book. Now I do feel like I want to put red berries in it in a few places, and I want to put white berries. But I need to decide where the flowers are going to go. Nice and tightly attached there. Okay. Ooh, I'm liking it. Okay, so just imagine you're going to have this really gorgeous bow up here. I'm pointing the pine cones away because they're going to go that direction. Got these little berries. I have 8 of them. That's enough to scatter around. I don't need those little bows. I've got some big ribbon, 1.5 inch thick, that's red and white ticking stripe. So let me decide what I want to use. Let's not use the leaves. Not crazy about that. They are push-up leaves, but I'm not feeling that they look that gorgeous. Have some pine cone picks too on here. I'm going to cut these. And my husband likes to talk about his Aunt Edith when he was growing up in New Mexico and how she grew flowers. And she grew a lot of carnations. And I thought, well, this is something I can incorporate into our wreath, and he can remember her. And I'm getting some carnations off in red and white. I am not including the leaves. I don't like the leaves on them. That's just my personal preference, though. And I think that looks too fake. And pine cone. I turned it into a pick. Bigger than my other ones. So yeah, I might do some. I already have 2 different sizes of pine cones, so this will make a 3rd size on there. Pulling the leaves away. I'm leaving, what they wired in here. It looks like evergreen with the pine cone. That doesn't bother me so much. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's do another red and another white carnation, I think. And that one I might leave 1 leaf on the red one. Let's do another red one. Let's not be like even Stevens here with colors. I don't know. No, I'll do a white one. Leave some 1 leaf on it. Okay, I've got those ready to go. I've got different options on berries, but I'm trying to decide because nothing else is frosted on this one. Except a little bit of this is frosted, but very lightly. It's not very noticeable. So I'm thinking I don't want to do frosted stuff on it. Let me look down here at all my options. These are really pretty though. I don't have a lot of frosted stuff in there. And these will go better with the things I have that are frosted. That's gorgeous. I've got some poinsettias, which I think I would like. And they are push-up leaves, guys. I'm pushing the leaves up. That is one heck of a flower. We have a joke at our house. We don't call them poinsettias. We call them poisonettas because they're poisonous. Be careful with kids and animals around them. Oh, finally. All right, back into my box of tricks there. Now, I'm going to push the leaves up and try to get them to not be right on top of each other here. Let me look at this. If I did something here and something here. Okay, I don't have any glue on here. I'm just like sitting it there for the moment. That would be a little bit closer. Maybe up there. And then these could go towards insides, outsides. As well as berries, and I could put the white berries close to the reds and the red berries close to the whites. If you need some variation. Okay, so I have not glued it in yet. I'm just like poking around here, seeing if that's where I would like the flowers before I put in pine cones and berries with them. Okay. Yes, I am going to use these plain berries. Let me turn them into picks, though. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and no, 7. So I think I'll just use that. I've got like 8 picks of the white ones. These are smaller, but there's some big ones up top. We've got the red and white stuff going all throughout here. And I'm not really doing much to the ears. I don't think I want to. I'm going to leave them kind of just there. Okay, so first thing I really want to do is place the poinsettias, and then I'll go from there. Because they're going to get glued in this time, I need to look at what's going on underneath here. It's got to be angled really well, and these are already angled nicely, which helps a ton. So there's one. Maybe I don't want it that symmetrical. Let me look. What if I put one like down here? I have more. I feel like these are such big flowers. I have white frosted ones that are going to go on something for Christmas. I don't know what yet. They're going to be really pretty though. I'm going to have some wreaths that look like they're frosted over before I'm completely done. This just isn't one of those. Okay. Let me upright it. I think I might put one down here. I'm going to offset them. Put my sure bonder in there. We're going to go this nice angle. Come on. Come on. There you go. Get in there. Oh, that's pretty, I think. What do you guys think so far? I need to like bend these up at the top because they are shapeable. I didn't shape them much at all. Oh, one of those berries looks pretty sad, so I'm gonna nip it off. I don't want it to look like a mess. Okay. And remember, we're doing a big bow up here, so I'm not worried about that space. Okay. Now, since we didn't put the red poinsettia up high over here, I think I will go in with one of these, but it's going to be a little different. I'm going to go in like on the inner side of it. Oh, no, I'm not at a good angle for that. I already bent the stem and trying to stuff it in there. Get in there. There. Yeah, I like that. It just needed a little color on the inner part there. And I think I'm going to do that with a white one on the other side because the poinsettia is red and it's up high. And this will give it some contrast. These, pretty red berries are up high too. Okay, that did come through the back. Now I'm starting to see what these people are talking about. When they finish, they check the back and nip off anything that came through. And it did go in at an angle because I bent it. But it still came through there. Okay. Whoa. Something fell off the table, but I don't know what it was. Okay, this is one I wish I had like a stand for right here. I have an easel, but I need some white on this side around this red, I think. And let me bend this because these are a little cantankerous. They can be difficult when they want to be. Yeah, my husband loves to talk about when he was growing up in Albuquerque. He was born in 1950. So things are a lot different than they were then. Our world has kind of, I don't know how to put it, in a nice way. But I mean, even since I was born in 1970, I feel like, and even my kids that were born in the 90s, like the world is so different now for our grandchildren than it was when we were kids. I mean, and if you think it's not, you're really kidding yourself. I mean, I saw so much when I worked in the trauma hospital in Texas, and it was enough to scare me then, but it's gotten so much worse in the world in general since then, and it makes me sad. There's just so much violence that's needless and hatred. So this is my little therapeutic getaway here where I don't have to watch the news and think about how terrible it all is. Okay, yeah, I needed some kind of inside there. I will break that up more with berries yet. And for this, what do I want to, maybe toward the outside over here? Okay, looking kind of nice, I think. Like I said, I've never made one before, so it's not like I have anything to compare this to myself. When I make the others, I'm going to actually lay out and make swags to attach to the wreaths first. And I will leave room in between for bows and stuff if necessary. But I think I'm liking where it's headed here. These are on really strong picks, man. Woo-wee. That's a tough one right there. I think it needs to go under that poinsettia, poisonetta. Like so. Ow. Man, got me. It did. It got me. I like that. This other one that I have, where do I want to stick it? I don't know. I've got a flower right there. I might do it more. Let me hold this up so I can see it well. I might do that other large one toward the inside here, close to that poinsettia, poisonetta, whatever you want to call it. These are really strong stems that these pine cones are on. They're not like my flower stems. They're thicker. I'm not going to complain though. Did y'all know that people are like selling pine cones online? I told my husband, I was like, we could be selling these pine cones that we've been cutting and making artwork with our scroll saw. People are buying them. I was just, I don't know, I guess kind of shocked. It was a bit of shock and awe to think that people were not able to just go pick up pine cones. Oh, again, the world we live in, I guess. I mean, I grew up on a farm. There was never a lack of natural things like that, but I guess if you live in the city and you can't get it, I guess that would be the only reason I would think. But I mean, I just thought everybody knew they could go find some pine cones somewhere. They were paying like $25 for a trash bag full of pine cones online. Okay. I have a lot of these. I've got red up high, so I'm going to skip over the poinsettia right here and put one kind of close to the pine cone. It's red. Oh, that does look pretty there. And then I'm going to come down further. I want to put some on the inside of the wreath. Remember, what we're looking at right now, it's going to look different when we get it hung up. So make sure you don't neglect the inner and the outer areas, both on the wreath. Oh, I got glue on me. I have to get it off right away. And that's another nice thing about the Sherbonder. When you get it on you, it dries really fast on your skin. It burns, but it also dries and you can get it off of there. Right now I'm having a hard time just getting through to the grapevine. There's so many layers here. Ugh. That's okay. Ugh. It will get in there. Maybe. I missed it. Okay. There we go. I have to kind of separate that to get to it. Then we're going to come over this way and put some up higher because we didn't do our poinsettia up as high on this side. These are a little tricky. I want it to be kind of like an extension of the red berries up there, but they're smaller, of course. I want some around that white flower. I think that'll look nice. Go in there. Angle, angle, angle. Perfect. Whew. Got a couple more. I'm wondering if I need to go like over here, maybe. That would hold it. I want to hold it down. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm going to go around this other white carnation over here. Between it and the poinsettia. If I can get it in there. And it looks good there. And I think this one could go on this side of the carnation, maybe angled. Ouch. It's hot glue. It really is 450 degrees. Hi.
Hi, having fun?
Trying. When I'm not burning myself and gluing myself. Oh, what do you think so far? Let me pick it up.
It's like a Christmas wreath.
Yeah. I know this guy that really likes Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a big bow up here. Mm-hmm. And I still have these to place. I don't know what to do with the ears. I'm going to have to stew on that for a while. And I might not do anything to him. I might just let him be rustic and cute. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Okay. Now, I have 8 of these that I can spread around. What do you think of that? Because I always think of Mickey with his reds, his whites, his blacks. So I did a couple different greeneries on the layer. I've got a lot more, but I was trying to keep the frosted stuff off of this one because I think I like this a lot, like this. Oh, if I can just get it in where I need to get it in. Yeah, that's 9/10 of the problem. Okay. Hold on. There's wire everywhere, by the way, so be careful in your socks. I don't want you to get a piece. I just noticed there's a piece by your foot. You can watch. You don't want to watch anymore. It does sometimes go flying. I can't say I have the best control over that. Oh, yeah, that like extends from the reds down to the flower. And I like the way that looks because it's the same size as those big red. Well, these have multiple sizes in the white ones, and they go down to the size of those little white. The littlest white ones are like those little red ones. So that kind of ties things together. So I want a piece on this side too. I have to go underneath a pine cone at a funny angle. There we go. We're in. There we go. Got it. Yay! Okay. Cheap thrills, what can I say? It's exciting stuff to me. Okay, I'm going to have to pick the wreath up and look at it because I still have 6 more of the white berry picks to place. And I'm trying to decide. I think they'll look really good around these poinsettias for sure. So I'm gonna put some in there. And maybe it's because I'm right-handed that I'm doing it like this. I don't know what my problem is, but I know that I should be going all in the same direction, but I'm not. Man. This is not fun stuff to deal with. I had ordered, I kid you not, I kept trying to find the little finger protectors for hot glue so you don't burn yourself. And I had ordered some from Amazon, and I had a big problem. I guess they were in a package I didn't know they were in. I wasn't expecting them to have been in that package, and so they must have gotten thrown out. Either that or they were never in it, but I had no way of knowing if they were in it or not. By the time I realized the package they were supposed to have been in, it was gone. And so, I mean, if I had known and I had checked, I would have called Amazon and they would have made it right. They're good there. They really are. But so anyhow, I'm still working with nothing to protect my fingers, and I have this bad glue allergy, adhesive allergy, I guess is what they're calling it, because I've had some bad stuff happen in the hospital because of adhesives used on my chest for my port dressings, and I like had to call wound care and everything. They couldn't find anything good to use on me, so they just always give me Zyrtec and Benadryl if I'm in the hospital, and try to keep it from getting too bad. It's really all they can do. All right. We want to accent these pine cones too. I want to draw eyes toward them. Oh, I think I could get from here, this angle, kind of under that without burning myself. Oh my gosh, I did it. Yay. Okay, you guys, I know that sounds exciting, but I've got a lot of stuff on my hands here that I didn't want on me, so I am kind of excited. I've got some reds and whites together there, and that looks cute too. Got some more I can place. I'm thinking looks like I'll need to put some more glue pellets in my pot when I'm done tonight. I have used quite a bit of my cream glue in my skillet though, so that's all right. I have a big, like I got a 1 pound bag of those months ago when I use it, and I haven't made a dent in that, so it'll last a very long time, which I like. That's another one of my pet peeves. I don't have a real big glue gun, so like it runs out of glue sticks constantly, and I have to be throwing more glue sticks on there all the time. And I know I could get like a bigger glue gun, but I don't want to buy a lot of stuff that I don't have to. If it's stuff that makes it so that I can do what I'm doing, that's one thing. But if it's not like because I need that accommodation physically to be able to do some crafts, then yeah, that doesn't work for me. Um, I have one more, and I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it ought to go over here someplace to contrast. I do have some little greenery that's in the floor down there. I'll have to rescue in a little bit. If I can't get this one to go maybe around there. Maybe it should go on top though. There. Glue on me again. All right. I think, let me look at it. It's probably about all I'm going to put on there for now. If I had thought about it sooner, I might have done some lamb's ear on the bottom part too. But what do you guys think? I think I'm going to hang them up and get a photo, share it with you, and I'm going to sleep on it for tonight. And tomorrow I'll start working on a bow. I have a big mess to clean up before I do that, and I need to fill my glue pot, and I think that's about it for me tonight. I need to clamp my wire over here. I need to let all that glue set up, get cool, so it won't come apart. Tell you what, once you get these wreaths put together, I don't think you got to worry about them coming apart. I'm gonna make a hanger out of this since it's brown and it matches. I'm gonna go ahead and a knot in the bottom of it like this, so it's tied in a knot here, and then I'm gonna wrap it around like so. Wait, what I want to do is this. I'm gonna put the nice end through there, not the tied in. Yeah, and bring it towards the back of the wreath because the bow will be in the front there. Ta-da! Oh, that sucker is heavy. Okay, I'll get the phone and give you guys a glimpse of it, and then I'll get photos after I'm off the live. Wow, it really is heavy though. What do you guys think so far? I do have some garland greens I could put around the ears if they need it, but they're pretty neat and tidy for grapevines, so I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, thanks for joining me.